Hello, my name's Lisa, and if this is your first time here, then thank you very much for choosing to click on this video. If you are a returning subscriber, then just know that I really do appreciate you. Today we're going to be doing another MLM fails. These are videos that I really enjoy doing because pointing out things that are seriously wrong in MLMs can be quite amusing at times. And today's video is going to be a selection of clips from a person in Arbonne. So let's dive in and listen to what she has to say for herself.
Hey you guys, so I just wanted to get on live and kind of chat with you guys. I just finished an event and I have my business on top and then my PJs on the bottom. These are my Christmas PJs that my mom always gets for us every year, and they're seriously like the coziest things. But I love that I was able to literally just do an event from the comfort of my own home in my office and literally be wearing something as comfy as these.
It's great that you can do an event in your pajamas and have business clothes on the top. But to be honest, you don't have to be in an MLM to do that, do you? You can be in any business on a Zoom meeting and have your pajamas on your bottom half and business clothes on the top. And I could be sitting here recording this video with this t-shirt on the top and my pajamas on the bottom. So being in an MLM is not the only opportunity to do that, is it?
I ultimately wanted to get on here and talk about, why I do Arbonne, how my journey started, and just kind of share my story basically. So I do want to first start off though by saying that my story is not typical, but you can go see what's typical at earningstararbonne.com.
This lady is at the tippy top of the pyramid, and her earnings are certainly not typical, as we will be able to see the income disclosure statement, and you will see that her earnings are definitely not typical, because most people in this company don't get to the position that she is in.
So if you don't already know, not familiar with my story, I've been doing this Arbonne thing for 2 years. Started in December of 2018, and before that, I wanted nothing to do with anything like this. And maybe you're watching this and you kind of have the same mindset, but don't knock it till you try it. I will say that for sure. Before I was introduced, I was working 3 jobs. So I worked for the state of California. I delivered Postmates, so I delivered food. I also delivered packages for Amazon. So I was always like, either working, literally at school, or asleep. That was what my life consisted of. And I was so tired. I was so tired of that being my life. Like in my head, I was like, okay, I have one life. Like, why am I just working, going to school and sleeping? Like that's what I was living my life for. And so I was not okay with that, but I would always turn down opportunities. Like, I don't even want to know how many messages I had gotten about an opportunity like this before I actually opened it and decided to learn more from Danny. I was so closed-minded. So I'm so thankful that one day, I don't know what happened, I was just open-minded, and I got a DM. But this time it was from someone that I knew, and it was Danny, who's now my mentor and my sponsor, and she actually used to do my hair. We went to the same high school, so I obviously knew her, and I feel like everyone, if you're a girl on here, you know that like when you sit in your hairstylist chair, you talk to them about anything and everything, and you get to know each other pretty well, and so that's kind of where we were at, but it had been a few years since we had talked.
It had been a few years since you had talked, so a few generally means 3 or more. So if you've not spoken to this person for that amount of time, then you can't have been that close. And that would always suggest to me, if I hadn't spoken to a person for that amount of years, that the opportunity they were going to present to me would be in multi-level marketing. So yes, I may talk to this person, but there is no way that they would persuade me to join the business. But hey, not everyone's the same.
But I knew her heart, and so, I think in the moment I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be nice, just respond. It sounds cool, like it's intriguing, but I don't think I'll be interested in anything like this. Well, turns out she sent me some more information over, and I was so intrigued because it checked off all my boxes. I was scared. I still had hesitations. I still was skeptical. But, you know, I kind of took it home and just kind of presented it to Trace and let him know what I was looking at. And to my surprise, he was like, you know, you'll never know unless you try. And that like really hit me, because if I kept doing the same thing and never did anything different, my life was gonna remain the same, right? And so I knew that nothing changes if nothing changes. And
you're right, nothing changes if nothing changes. I totally agree with that. But the part that I don't agree with is your situation, because you're still in education. You may have 3 jobs to help pay for your education, but you're not exactly in full-time employment, are you? So things would have changed even if you didn't join the multi-level marketing opportunity, in my opinion, because you would have come out of education. So surely that means things would have changed for you anyway. Does that make sense to anyone else other than me?
And you know what? Hey, at the time though, I had no time, because I was working 3 jobs. I was going to school, which is a job within itself, and I had no money. Literally, you guys, I probably had about $20 in my bank account. It's only $49 to start your own business.
We're being told here that it's only $49 to start an Arbonne business, but that's not accurate, to be fair. It costs $49 if you want to become an independent consultant, which means that you're not only going to be buying the products, but you're going to be recruiting people into Arbonne. But then you need to buy a kit. So there are a choice of 3 kits of the Arbonne website. The first one is called the Healthy Habits Kit, and for a preferred customer, and a preferred customer is someone who's paid to join the business, that kit is going to cost you $167.20, and that's the cheapest kit. If you buy kit 2, which is called the Derma Results Kit, and it's a 3-step starter regimen of skincare, and that costs $193.60. And if you buy kit number 3, which is called the Healthy Glow Starter Bundle, that's going to cost you a whopping $379.20. So that's a whole lot different to it just costing you $49, as we're being told. Now, if you don't want to join the business as an independent consultant, you can pay $29 and just buy the products at a discounted price.
So it's pretty amazing, because before, you know, Arbonne was introduced to my life, growing up, I always wanted to be a business owner, because I wanted like that, you know, the freedom to be your own boss, choose, you know, when you work and work from home and all that fun stuff. I wanted all of that, but I knew how much it normally costs to start a business, and I just did not think that was a risk I was willing to take with, you know, anything else.
There's one thing that's not correct in something she just said there, and that's the fact that she's running her own business, because she's not. She works for Arbonne, which means she is a 1099 contractor, which is something that you are if you live in America, which is where I believe she actually comes from. So she's not her own boss at all. She works for the Arbonne company, and she can be fired from it. You cannot be fired if you are your own boss, and lots of people have been fired from MLMs, which suggests that they don't work for themselves, doesn't it?
And so when I heard it was $49, you know, I still had the excuse, I have no time and I have no money. And, you know, what I eventually did was I turned my excuses into my reasons why. And I hear that story about people doing that all the time now. And it's so crazy, because in my head, I was like, well, hold on. If I keep not doing something new because I have no time, or keep doing something because I have no money, I'm going to continue to have no time and have no money. Nothing's going to change, right? Like I said, nothing changes if nothing changes. And so, you know, ultimately I was supposed to wait until January 10th, which was my payday for my state job, to start my business. but I could not stop thinking about it. And so if you're watching this and you've ever thought about starting your Arbonne business, it's been in the back of your mind, you haven't been able to get off your mind, or you thought about it like the tiniest bit, it's for a reason. Like, it's literally for a reason. And so I couldn't get it out of my mind. And I did not want to ask Joyce for money. I didn't want to ask my mom for money because I had to borrow money all the time, like all the time. And so I did not want to ask anyone for money to start my Arbonne business. And I really wanted to get with products so I could, share these products and use them myself and be genuine with you guys. But I, eventually was like, okay, Mom, I can't stop thinking about this. I kind of explained it to her, and she looked me in the eye and she was like, what are you doing? She was scared. But now she's my biggest supporter, and I'm so thankful because she actually did give me some money to go ahead and get started and, start my business. So I'm so forever thankful for.
Not having money to start your own business is quite a common thing for many people. And one thing I will say is I'm happy that she actually asked her mum for the money and not put it on a credit card, because if it hadn't have worked out for her, that could have been a serious debt that would grow and grow and grow, because she would be buying more products each month to promote them, and the credit card bill would be going up and up. So at least she had the good sense to ask her mum instead of doing that. So I'm glad she did that.
For her, and I'll take her to Maui one day on our MVP trip. But, I started, and the rest is history, you guys. I am doing this business for life. I'm so passionate about this. It's just so crazy because one day you might not see yourself doing something, and then the next day, it's something that you can't picture your life without. So I just wanted to, share my story with you guys because it's just incredible what this business can do for you. And I know there's people out there that literally had my story before, but you're living it right now. Maybe you're unhappy with your situation. I worked those 3 jobs and stuff, and I was going to school, but I didn't know what I was going to school for. I wasn't passionate about anything at all, nothing. I was like, this is just adulting, right? I thought it was a norm. But no, there is something out there that you can be passionate about and love what you're doing so much, where you never feel like you're working a day in your life. And, I just want you to know that. I always dreamed about something like this, and I'm so thankful that I just decided to be open-minded one day. So, like I said, I wanted to share this because I know there's people out there that are going through the same thing that I was going through a few years ago before I was introduced to this business, and it truly is so life-changing. And, it takes hard work and consistency, but it's worth it. It's so worth it in the end. So thank you guys so much for listening to my story. I do want to end and just remind you guys that my story is not typical, but you can go see what's typical at earningstararbonne.com. Bye, you guys.
Lots of people are in her position even after joining an MLM because they don't have the success that she did. And just because she did it doesn't mean everybody else can, and we already know that 99.6% of people who join an MLM end up working 2, 3 or 4 jobs to pay off the debts that they've accrued from the MLM. So just because it worked for her doesn't mean it will work for you. Now, I'm just going to put up another little clip of something that she put on Instagram because I find it highly amusing that she takes all these products that are supposed to do amazing things and yet she posts something like this. So just for giggles, let's have a look at this little clip and then I'll tell you why I find it so highly amusing afterwards.
Have you mailed that? You need an idea for, what about that text? Where are those? Dinner? You haven't done, check for it's snowing? What is he? The decorations the dishes need, I should switch the coffee.
The reason I find that so funny is she says that her brain is all over the place and it's thinking about all of those different things 24/7. And yet I've seen in a couple of other posts of hers on Instagram that she drinks the fizz stick. Now the fizz sticks are Arbonne's most popular product, and they are supposed to be mixed with water and you drink them, and they provide energy, cognitive performance, endurance, and reduce fatigue. So those are pretty big buzzwords that Arbonne used to describe their products, aren't they? But surely, if her brain is like that, the cognitive performance part of this product is surely not working for her, is it? Well, that's it for today's video. I hope that you have enjoyed it and you've learned it doesn't only cost either $29 or $49 to join this business, as we were led to believe at the beginning of the video. Please help to support my channel by giving the video a like, by hitting the thumbs up symbol, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye for now.